Welcome to Tracing an Image in Silhouette Studio presented by the Mount Royal University Library Maker Studio. In this video, you will learn how to trace an image using Silhouette Studio, which is a die-cutting design software available in the Maker Studio. For more project ideas, resources, and information, you can go to the Maker Studio website, which is found on the Mount Royal University Library website under Spaces. In this video, we will go over the different types of files which are suitable for tracing in Silhouette Studio, what makes an ideal image for tracing, and the different functions available in the Trace tool. You can import any of these image file types into Silhouette Studio for tracing. When you're choosing an image to trace in Silhouette Studio, make sure it's high quality. Even though you can trace lower quality, it just doesn't work as well. You want high contrast, so some definite dark outlines and clear, crisp edges. Silhouette Studio doesn't recognize color when tracing, but you can trace colored pictures. It will just pick up the lighter and darker colors. Let's import the image that we're going to trace. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to select an image I have saved that my son drew. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to rotate that so it's a little easier to see. That's pretty good. Okay. So you can see we have a high contrast image with no color, so it should be pretty good to trace. So the first thing that we're going to do is choose the Trace tool. Looks like a little butterfly with an offset cut. So we need to select the trace area that we want the Trace tool to trace. So we're going to select Trace Area and then draw a rectangle around the area we wanted to trace. All right, and you can see where it's yellow, that's where it's going to trace. So let's talk a little bit about what these sliders do and what's all involved with the Trace tool. So for the Trace preview, you can choose solid fill or outline. So solid fill is where it takes any of the contrast, like the marks, the lines, and it fills it in entirely with yellow. And then with outline, there we go. You can see it's just doing the outside part. Okay, so we're going to choose solid fill for this one. So let's talk a little bit about high pass. So the high pass filter finds the details of the edges of the image and works from the outside in, making a frame around the pieces of the image. So if I move the slider higher, it finds more detail and results in a thicker frame. And if I make it lower, the frame becomes thinner and has less detail. Okay, and here we have the threshold slider. So the threshold slider, it depends on how broadly you want to apply the Trace tool to your image. The lower the slider, the more dark areas are included. The higher the slider, the more light areas are included. See, so now more of the dark areas of the paper are included, and now more of the light areas are included, until nothing if it's on 0%. The despeckle threshold just eliminates noise that's in your trace. This one doesn't actually have a lot of noise, so it's not really doing much. Okay, let's talk about the tracing style. So if I select trace, it will cut all of the edges inside and outside of the image. If I choose trace outer edge, it traces just the outer edge. And trace and detach works like a cookie cutter and punches out the traced image. So I'll show you trace now. So what I can do now is I can actually click on the image and move it out of the way. So you can see here now, I would have an excellent line of my son's drawing of a flower. So I'm just going to undo that. Now I'm going to trace the outer edge. And you can see I have a silhouette of the flower. And I'm going to trace and detach. And I have a cutout of his flower. I hope you've enjoyed this video. For more resources, you can go to the Maker Studio website found on the MRU Library website under Spaces. And for more ideas from Silhouette Cameo, you can go to www.silhouette101.com where they have tutorials and project ideas. If you have further questions, you can contact the Maker Studio at makerstudio@mtroyal.ca, or you can email the Maker Studio staff.